So let's try that one more time, playing that rhythm. Just the first two measures. 1, 2, ready, play. Alright, good job guys. I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Ashley, and we'll spend more time with those rhythms next time. Thank you for your attention. Sorry, Miss Welcher.
Okay, everybody, like she said, my name is Miss Welcher. I know we've been introduced a couple times before, but it's so happy. I'm so happy and so glad to kind of finally be up here in front of you. As you can see, I play alto saxophone, but my primary instrument is the oboe. Has any of us seen an oboe before? We've seen an oboe. We don't have any in here, but maybe someday I can bring my oboe in here and we can all play together. That'd be cool. So what we're going to do first is, just so you know, I'm going to come around and kind of check embouchures, which is the way we hold our mouth, right? We've talked about that. I'm going to check your posture. We've done a lot of posture checks lately. Yeah, everybody's sitting up now. And I'm just going to check fingerings because it's so important that we all know the basics right from the beginning. That way when we get to high school level or even college level like me, we already know what we're pros, okay? So don't be offended if I come up. I'm just trying to help you, okay? So what we're going to do, what is the note that we learned? I think you guys learned it yesterday. Is it Michael?
Yeah.
Michael, what is the note?
G.
It's a G for the clarinets. What note is it for the flute? F. Very good. In saxophones, back here, what's your name, honey? Michaela, what's the note?
C.
Try it one more time. One step, one note. Keep going. Not a C, but a D. Very good, a D. So what I want to do now is I want to check fingerings for that flute. What are your fingers for the F that you're playing? Everybody, while she's figuring this out, you go ahead and you make sure that you know your fingering. That way when I come around, oh, be careful. That way when I come around, you have it. Very good. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, good. And then your pinky and your thumb. Very good. What's your name, honey? Hannah. Very good. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand, okay? Clarinets, what is the fingering for you guys?
Nothing. Like
No fingers. Very good. But question, what is the problem if I put my clarinet between my knees and I don't have any hands on it? What's the issue? What could happen? It could fall. Very good. What's your name? Desmond? Very good, Desmond. It could fall. And also something we have to think about when we're playing the clarinet and we're doing our open G is that the only thing we have to support that note in our entire instrument is our embouchure and our right thumb. Your entire thumb, look at your thumb. Everybody say thank you to your thumb because it holds your entire instrument up for you. Okay? So, clarinets, I want to see you, up here guys. I want to see you play or finger your open G, and I want to see it with the correct posture, correct fingering, correct support. Everybody's backs are up off the chair. Good. And remember, our fingers, they have, make sure your fingers are on the instrument. Good, yeah. So your thumb is still on the back of the wood. Your left thumb is still on the back of the wood. It's just not closing your register key back there. So what you do is your fingers still stay very, very close to the instrument. They are just lifted enough to where your fingers are not closing the buttons, okay? Does that make sense? Awesome. You guys look great. Okay, saxophones, altos. You guys are lucky because I have one in my hand today. Oh, and a tenor. Very nice. So what note is it for you?
A G.
A G. Very good. So, can I see your fingering? G, very good. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. What's your name? Bracken. Awesome. And then sax or altos. Let's see. What's your note? One more time.
D.
D. And how do you finger that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in your octave key and back. It sounds like this. Does that make sense? Everybody can do that? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain to you that we're all up here, guys. Everybody put our hands on our head. Hands on your head. Bring them back down. Put your hands underneath your legs. Okay, so what we do, everybody's fingering a different note, right? The clarinets have a G, but the flute has an F. But the saxophones have Ds and Gs. So why do all the notes sound the same? Do we know? How can that happen? If we're all fingering different notes, when we play it, it sounds, be careful. one. It sounds like the same note. How about we just play this note together? Everybody, we're going to play the note that we just talked about together. I'm going to give you 4, and we're going to play for 4, okay? 1, 2, ready, and... Oh, very good. So we're all playing the same note, right? Anybody hear any different notes? No, we didn't hear any different notes. So how does it all sound the same? The fingerings are different though. So let me tell you guys something. Our instruments are made up completely differently. Like the oboe is way different than the clarinet, even though they look kind of the same. It's way different than the saxophone. So how this works is that our instruments are made in different keys. So like the flute is in the key of C, which is the most natural key, and so is the oboe. So if I tell the flute player to play an E flat, Hannah, if I tell Hannah to play an E flat, all she has to do is finger an E flat. However, if I tell Michael to play an E flat, he can't just finger an E flat that I'm saying, because it won't sound the same as her note. What happens is we're in different keys, so we have to play different notes that way we all sound the same. So when I tell you to play your concert F is the note that you just played with me today, okay? So everybody, we're going to play our concert Fs together right here. I'm going to give you 4 counts, and you're going to play 4 counts. And we're just going to keep going. We're taking 4 counts in between. So everybody posture check. Up. Our backs are off the seats. Good. Feet are flat on the floor. 1, 2, ready, and play. Rest. 2. Only 4 counts. And 1, 2, 4. One more time. 2, ready, and play. Very good. Saxophones, can you all do a check for me? Make sure that your mouthpiece is in quite a bit. I see everybody out almost this much, and that is going to make us super, super out of tune, and we don't want that because we want to make sure we're playing the right notes. So everybody, our mouthpieces need to be in about right there. Awesome. That looks perfect. Bracken?
Yes.
Awesome. Very good. And then go ahead and make sure that your screws are screwed in all the way. That way your neck isn't moving. Thank you very much, flutes and clarinets, for being quiet and paying attention. Very good. Very good. Okay, so we all know our concert F, which is what note for the flute? Everybody. F. Good. F, right?
G.
What note for the clarinets?
G.
G. For the tenor saxophone?
G.
For the alto saxophone? D. Very good. So everybody, go ahead and look at number 21. Number 21. Okay, put your hands on your head. Put them back down underneath your laps. Okay, so what is the first note of this exercise?
D.
D, and a G, and an F, and a G, right? So it's the same note that we just learned. So everybody finger that first note, get in position. I just want to check it one more time to make sure everybody looks good. Awesome. Awesome. And just act like you have a prayer in your hands. Yep. Good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to finger and say this exercise. We're going to take it super slow because these are a lot of notes, right? We've only worked with exercises with just a few notes, but now we have a lot more notes. So we're going to finger and say this one, okay? I'll give you 4 and we can go ahead and start. 1, 2, ready, and Yep, it's okay. Finger and say. Finger and say. Here we go. So make sure your instruments are supported somewhere. Clarinets on your laps, flutes on your laps, saxophones, same thing. Good, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and F, E flat, F, 3, 4, D, D, E flat, F, rest, rest, F, rest, E flat, rest, D, rest, C, rest, B flat, C, D, B flat, rest, E flat, E flat. Very good. Okay, so everybody look in measures 5 and measure 6. Let's keep our voices off, please. Measures 5 and measure 6. What happens in these measures? Back here, what's your name?
AJ.
AJ.
There's rest between.
There are rests, yeah. There's a rest between each note. So you play, rest, play, rest, play, rest. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, how many counts does your note get in that measure? Does the first note? AJ? 1 count. And how many counts does the rest get? 1. It's a quarter rest, so it gets 1, just like a quarter note. So I want everybody just to finger and say measures 5 and measures 6. Finger and say measures 5 and measures 6. Here we go. Everybody do your posture check. 1, 2, ready, and rest, F, rest, E, rest, D, rest. Good. One more time. I'm going to give you 4 alto saxophones. Everybody, I need just you to be louder. I need you to be as confident as I am in these notes, okay? Because you guys are awesome and you know these notes. So show me you can do it. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and D. AJ, wait. Remember, oh, stop right there. Remember, what is in between the first note and the second note? A rest. Very good. So you can't go D, C, rest. It has to be D, rest, C, rest. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
All right, so let's try it one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and D, rest, 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 rest. Very good. Now everybody, we're going to play just those 2 measures. Measures 5 and measure 6, okay? Here we go. Instruments up, posture check, feet are flat on the floor. Saxophones, can you please bring your neck straps up a little bit? I know we can't bring our necks down like this to our saxophone because then our air is all clogged up in there. We can't make a good sound. So go ahead and make sure your neck is nice and stretched out like a giraffe. Here we go. Good. Much better. I can see it better already. We're playing measures 5 and measures 6. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and very good, guys. Very good. Okay, so we talked about tonguing notes with Mr. Taylor, correct? How we start the note with our tongue. Same thing in this exercise. We have to start the note with our tongue. Ta, rest. Ta, rest. Ta, rest. Ta, rest. And that's how it has to sound each note, okay? Let's try it again. This time we're just going to do measure 5. 1 measure. 2 notes, 2 rests. Here we go. Yep. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Good. Awesome. Okay, but make sure we aren't holding that second note out too long. Remember, it's just 1 count. So let's try just that measure again. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Good. Now put measure 6 with it. So we're going to do 5 and 6. So what do we have to think about? We're doing 2 measures this time. AJ, what do we have to think about? The rest. Between each note is a rest. And our notes only get how many counts? 1, because what kind of note are they? Quarter note. Yeah. Good guess though. Okay, here we go. Playing measures 5 and measure 6. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Very good, guys. That was awesome. That's the best I've heard you guys sound. Now we're going to do measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the last half of the exercise. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Take a look. Everybody, hands on our head. Hands on our head. Hands on our head. Hands underneath our laps. Okay, here we go. Measures 5 and measure 6. Pick up your instrument. Do your posture check. Feet are flat on the floor. Backs are off the chairs. Measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Rest. Tongue is strong. Rest. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, so good. What happens in this last measure? Everybody just kind of looked at me and they were like this. Because you guys, what happens? What's the first thing that happens in the last measure? A rest. What kind of rest? Quarter rest, which means how many beats? 1 beat. So you rest for 1. Then what kind of note do you have? What kind of note is it?
C.
A quarter note. And then what kind of note do you have?
C.
Then you have a half note. Good. So it should be like this. Everybody look up here. It should be rest, 2, 3, 4, off. Rest, 2, 3, 4, off. Just play this last measure for me, please. We're going to do this, and then we're going to play the whole thing because we learned our concert F today, and we've been talking about rest. It's been great. Okay, here we go. Last measure. What are we going to do first? What's the first thing we do? Rest. Awesome. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Oh, I got you there. Somebody tried to play up here. Here we go. Try it again. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Off. Good. Make sure you're holding out that last note, though. It's 2 counts, right? Everybody, to end class, let's go ahead and start back at the beginning of number 21 with our what note? G. G, F, G, and D, right? Here we go. Playing the entire thing because we are awesome at our instruments and we love music. Concert F, let me see finger aims real quick. Let me go around. Concert F, concert F. Very good, very good. Oh, we shouldn't be talking. We're concentrating because we're not. Good, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and. Third measure, da, E flat, F, 2, rest. It's okay, we'll stop right there. Let's just go over that segment. I don't know what time you guys do that.
We do it usually right now, like it.
Okay, let's play these 4 measures and then you guys can go, okay? 4 measures, but you have to do it really well. You have to show me that you can do this because I know you can. Here we go. First 4 measures, here we go. Everybody put our listening ears on. We're using our eyes and we're using our brains to make sure we know how many counts each of these notes are. Here we go. We are playing with the rest. Yeah, we have rest to end the 4th measure. Here we go, starting with the concert F. 2 counts. 1, 2, ready, and. One, breathe. Good, very good, guys. And I'm sure Mr. Taylor will start right there tomorrow. Make sure when you're putting your instruments away that you take the reed off first. We don't want little bugs crawling in our instruments. Make sure you take the reeds off first. Be very careful. Good job today, guys. Good job, Hannah. Hannah and Michael. What's your name, honey? Riley. Julie. Tori. Hannah, Michael, Riley, Julie, Tori. Andrew. Andrew. Desmond. That's right. Andrew.
That's my little brother.
Really?
I'm older than you. No, Andrew's name is Giggles in class.
Giggles? Like to laugh?
Oh, trust me, you have no
Hey, saxophones. Saxophones. So when you're in here tomorrow, remember that you can push your mouthpieces in just a little bit more, and you can also tighten that screw up top so your neck doesn't move around. See you on Thursday. All right, saxophones, are you ready to go? If you're ready, you can go. Thank you, Desmond. I'll see you on Thursday.
I'm getting lunch.
Oh,
Yeah, you need lunch. I need a whole.
hi, Riley. Good job, Riley.
Okay.
Sorry.